Hello everyone, this is Ernell. I'm finally home from my trip from the Philippines. Today is actually now is the 7. I arrived around 10 o'clock in the evening on January the 6th. It took around 11 hours flight from via Philippine Airlines, came from Manila, and it was a very gentle flight. There was only a little bit of turbulence on during the ascent of the plane from Manila, but from then on, the trip was excellent until it reaches San Francisco International Airport at around 10 o'clock in the evening. So right now I'm home. I'm reminiscing all the experiences I had in this trip in this December, and it was fascinating and everything went well as planned. Just to recap, my first destination this trip was Burma, which is now commonly known as Myanmar. Okay, one of the most important thing that I can share to everybody regarding my experience in Burma is the hospitality of the people. It's the most tremendous hospitality that I've experienced in Southeast Asia. So Myanmar, formerly called Burma, has been closed to the world because of the military government. So it was closed for many, many, many years. Last year, they just had their election, and now they are opening their tourism to the world. So everybody is invited to see, the country Myanmar, and then find out for yourself, and then the beauty of this country in Southeast Asia. Okay, additionally, going to Myanmar this time is the best time because you will see the preservation of culture. People in many places still have their natural heritage and has not been touched by the Western world. So in this trip to Burma, I went to several important locations, of course, including Yangon, which was the former capital, and that's where you see the Swedagon Pagoda, the most important pagoda pilgrimage site among Burmese. It is fascinating. It is golden, and there is a diamond right on top. Check it out. Okay, go to Burma and then you will experience what I experienced this time. Additionally, I went to Mandalay and Bagan, which is a very important location in Burma in relation to the concentration of the pagodas, temples, as well as stupas. Bagan is a UNESCO World Heritage similar to the Angkor Wat in Cambodia. So the Angkor Wat and Bagan are comparable. The difference is that in Angkor Wat, the temples, the pagodas, and the stupas are gigantic, and they are quite spread out. On the other hand, here in Bagan, so they are more concentrated in one area, and I believe there's about 3,000 plus pagodas, stupas. Now, and also I went to Bago, which is a nearby city in Yangon. There you will see the reclining Buddha as well as the snake temple. There are many places to see in Burma. So I would recommend when you go to Burma, try to experience circular train. Then you will actually see the real Burma, or now called Myanmar, and you will actually see the daily lives of the people. Burma or Myanmar, thumbs up. After Burma, I went to Macau, which is one of my destination this time. The primary reason why I went to Macau is because I want to experience for the second time around bungee jumping. This time bungee jumping from the Macau Tower, which is apparently considered as one of the tallest bungee jumping in the world. So it's 233 meters, and it is from A.J. Hackett, the pioneer of the bungee jumping, who first saw this bungee jumping happen in Vanuatu, one of the islands in the Pacific, and they were the ones who architecturally and engineering wise developed this as the most efficient company for bungee jumping. As a matter of fact, they are known for zero fatalities. So incidentally, AJ Hackett, so in his jump in the Macau Tower, made him famous and garnered called is the Guinness Book of Records. I'm sorry, the Guinness Book of Records for 2000 and in 2007. So additionally, in Macau, another reason why I consider Macau this trip because I want to see the Portuguese influence in this part of China, which is a special administrative region of China. Macau is not directly controlled by China. They do have their own political system. They do have their own leaders, okay, but the military and international affairs are influenced by the mainland China since it is okay, a special administrative region of China. Macau, thumbs up. Another reason why I highly recommend Macau as well is that the communication was excellent. As for me, I've been to mainland China. One of the most difficult situation experience was the language. So English is not very common. On the other hand, here in Macau, local in Macau try their best to speak the language. So communication is not actually a problem based on my experience. And since Hong Kong was is close to Macau, it's only about 45-minute turbo ferry ride. So I went to Hong Kong. I believe this is my third time in Hong Kong, and this time I went to the Sheung Wan district, and there you see the Western market, which is the only remaining market. Okay, during I think that was during the 18th or the 16th or the 18th century, and this is also cosmopolitan. So next time when I go to if I go back to Hong Kong, I would like to consider another Hong Kong island wherein I can see the non-cosmopolitan side of Hong Kong. And then from Hong Kong, went back to Macau. And then from Macau, I flew to Manila. And I did not stay in Manila for that long because primarily I don't want to experience the traffic and the congestion of the city. And I arrived Manila on the almost midnight of the 31st. So I saw the festivities okay, that took place okay, during the New Year's Eve. It was excellent once again to see, but apparently there were not a lot of fireworks, and according to the local, that it is now illegal to set loud sounding fireworks okay, during this season. But of course, it's part of the culture. You see, okay, I saw fireworks up in the sky as well as loud sounding boom okay at the strike of the 12 midnight. So but it wasn't as I would say plentiful okay during this New Year's celebration in the Philippines. The following morning, I fly directly from Manila to Lawag. Okay, and then from Lawag, I took the bus and went to Vigan, which is the main reason why I decided to go to the Philippines again. Vigan is a fascinating city in Ilocos Sur because for two reasons. One, it is a UNESCO World Heritage in 1999 because it is the only city in the Philippines wherein you can actually see the remains and the evidence of the Hispanic or the Spaniard colonial era way back in the 1600s. Spaniards were in the Philippines in 1521 when Ferdinand Magellan landed in Cebu, in Mactan to be exact, when he had his fight with Lapu-Lapu. He was killed by Lapu-Lapu. And from then on, okay, Spaniards started to colonize the Philippines from 1521 and they lasted until 1898. So because of their colonization, Philippines has been a predominantly Roman Catholic country. And in Vigan, I was there on New Year's Day, and I saw a huge festivity, especially when I went to the Vigan Church or the Vigan Cathedral, which is a part of the UNESCO World Heritage as well. Okay, people in Vigan, they are very friendly as well. They are very hospitable, similar to the Burmese people in Myanmar. So from Vigan, so I decided to go to Ilocos Norte, since Ilocos Norte is only roughly 2 hours bus ride from Ilocos Sur, where Vigan is. And I find Ilocos Norte is a city or a province in the north that is very enticing to go because for so many reasons. One, so there is a Pagudpod, which is a beach area. Second, there you will see the Bangi wind farm, which is the first of its kind, the first sets of windmill, wind turbine here in Southeast Asia. This wind turbine powers the whole province of Ilocos Norte, which is great. That is a renewable and sustainable energy which we all need now and in the future. Additionally, in Ilocos Norte, I went to the Malacanang Palace of the North, which is located in Hawaii. And this is one of the ill-gotten wealth, a sequestered property of the former president of the Philippines, uh, President Marcos. President Marcos was a dictator, authoritarian president, and prime minister of the Philippines. From he started his rule as a leader of this country came in 1965, from 1965 to 1986. He was forced into exile to Hawaii because of the People Power Revolution that took place in 1996. The People Power Revolution in 1996 was triggered by the assassination of the former Senator Benigno Aquino. Okay, apparently, it was believed that it was Marcos, who killed him. So, and many other reasons why people started putting up a revolution against the government of Marcos during the time. Maybe the people are tired of the dictatorship and authoritarianism that has been taking place in the Philippines for so many years. But this is all history. I do hope history does not repeat itself. Also, in Ilocos Norte, you will see Pawai. Pawai is another city which is about 15-minute drive from Lawag, the capital city of Ilocos Norte. Pawai has the Pawai Cathedral or the St. Augustine Church. And this is one of the four UNESCO World Heritage churches in the Philippines because of the Baroque style. This is a very gigantic, enticing cathedral to see because of the history, I would say, history as well as the Baroque structure. So Pawai Church is an icon to see and visit in Pawai, in Ilocos Norte. Additionally, in Pawai, Ilocos Norte, you will also see the Pawai Lake, which is in front of the Malacanang Palace of the North. Also in Ilocos Norte, there is Batak, where you can find the museum and mausoleum of the former President Marcos. Apparently, the real body of Marcos that has been preserved ever since I think that was 1989, because he died in Hawaii, and his body was not permitted to be returned back to the Philippines not until 1993. So ever since from 1989 to 2016, to be exact, no, October, November, his body has been frozen. And it was only in November, I believe that was November 2016, his body was permitted to be buried in the National Museum, in the National Heroes Museum here in the Philippines. All right, so my hand is it's becoming tired now, so it's past midnight. As a matter of fact, it's almost 1, and it's I just arrived, as I said. I just unloaded my stuff, and it was a quick in and out in the airport today. It's always nice to travel light, so just one. So when it's try to travel light when you travel many different places. So travel light means you only have one carry-on that fits in the overhead compartment. You only have one personal small item where you can put all your belongings, immediate belongings, such as the essentials, toiletries, passport, your money, and among others, and just travel light. So in and out. Okay, try not to check in the luggage as much as possible, especially if you are transferring from one country to another country. All right, these are now. Okay, this trip to Burma, Macau, Hong Kong, and the Philippines again was fascinating. It's one of the best, everything went well. All right, traveling along. Okay, so stay put and keep on traveling. Okay, traveling is one of the best experience that anyone can do because it is something that you will develop your confidence, as well as you will have tons and tons of stories to share. All right, keep on traveling, keep on smiling. Bye. I hope everybody is having a great new year. Cheers. See ya.